Welcome to Road Atlanta and the BSR MX5 Winter Series, and of course the iRacing Esports Network. My name is Chaz Draycott. Alongside me tonight is Tom Jacobs in the booth with Alex Simpson on the cameras. Nice undulating track here for us, Tom, tonight, and hopefully some mixed conditions. This should be a real belter of an evening for us.
Yeah, it should be, shouldn't it? Looking forward to it. Welcome everyone. Hope you had a good day. Hope you didn't get too much snow if you're in the UK at the moment. I know we've got it here. But yeah, it should be an interesting evening, a bit different from Tsukuba last week. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And of course, if you didn't see the meeting at Tsukuba last week, you need to go back and have a look at that. It was one of the greatest meetings we've ever seen. Frantic racing, plenty of overtakes, a couple of incidents, but it's to be expected on such a small circuit. But I'll tell you what, Tom, I don't think we've commentated on a meeting quite as good as that before, have we?
No, race one for me was probably one of the best races I've ever seen in any esports series. So yeah, as Chad says, if you do have time after this one, go back, get yourself a cup of tea or get into bed and then just watch that Tsukuba meeting, because it was absolutely unbelievable.
And you won't be going to sleep for a while anyway once you watch it. It's absolutely brilliant. Alex, just to bring you in as well, mate, should be interesting to see how these cars once again use that very overly used word in this series, slipstream, tonight around that big back straight.
Yeah, I think I'll see a lot of it. I mean, it's going to be obviously the main overtaking place down into that chicane, and yeah, you always got to get a good run out of the tight right-hander. It's always a tricky corner. It's easy to overshoot going in there. You get a bit ambitious, trying to get as close as you can. So it's not going to be easy, but yeah, the MX5 is going to punch quite a big hole in the air, and yeah, we'll see a lot of moves going down in there. I'm looking forward to seeing the train going through the S's. Not going to be super easy. That blind right-hand corner is always an interesting one as well. So might be a few little accidents and things like that there. So yeah, I'm sure we're in for a good one tonight.
And of course, the MX5, quite a soft car in terms of suspension setup. So through the S's, you will see these things leaning around quite a lot, and the weight transfer taking a real, well, no liberties really on the car's performance. These guys will have to be really careful with overcorrecting slides and so on. But as Alex just mentioned there, Tom, the tight right-hander before the straight, you could probably lose it quite easily on the brakes, and if not, on the throttle out of here with the car being how it is.
Yeah, it's the way it comes down to setup, really. I think more so for the guys as well. There's quite a lot of places, including that one, that can catch you out, especially at the top of the hill after turn one. It's a really hard one to get right, especially in GTE stuff. The MX5 will probably bounce off curbs a little bit easier than the 911 RSR, but I know that yeah, it is a tricky course to get right. But I'm sure the guys will do it properly, as they always do.
And we've got a nice big field, of course, to watch there tonight. We've got 41 cars so far showing from practice through to qualifying. Qualifying just underway at the moment. Marcelo Pagnon is currently on pole position, and he's quite a newcomer to the series, Tom. We saw him a couple of weeks ago, and I think he was at Monza, and he put in a really, really good performance in his first meeting there. A couple of incidents took him out, but looks like he's really showing these boys how it's done tonight.
Yeah, he's on the timing sheet. He's done a 0.08 at the moment in qualifying. So he's topping out the sheet. It'll be interesting to see what he can do against the likes of Luke Cooper and Jason Cooper. Excite Energy up there again, as they always are, and SimLab Racing as well. So yeah, Marcelo should really bring the fight to these guys, and I think it just adds another dimension to these races that we know are so exciting.
And I must admit, my OCD has gone a little bit overboard with it, though, because he has taken another driver's number, because I've not set a number for him in the league, admittedly. He's he's the number 37 car tonight. Jack McIntyre has inherited number 40 because of that, but everyone else seems to have the right ones on there, so it's just the visual recognition. If you like me and you see numbers in motorsport, it's a bit of an identity, so you know what it's like. But got overcast conditions for race one. Normally at Road Atlanta you do see quite hot conditions. We've seen our fair share of that before, Tom, in World GT and in the ILMS, of course. It's been a bit of a nightmare sometimes, but this might have thrown something into the mix that these guys might not have expected, don't you think?
Yeah, I think weather really does come into it, doesn't it? Especially with the new day and night effects as well. But I know when cooler conditions come on around here, it seems to make the lap times a little bit easier for them, especially, as I said, at the top of the hill. And the car doesn't seem to throw itself around so much. The real one you've got to worry about around here, especially in hot weather conditions, is as you come off the hill and you come down the snake and chicane, and it's the left-hander onto like the first long straight. If you come out wide there, which a lot of GT guys do, it can really upset the car quite a lot. Probably won't affect the MX5s as much because they won't be taking as much pace, but if the car does get out of shape out of there, it seems to be really difficult to then correct it. So I'm interested to see how the guys do fare around there today, but I'm sure we'll have a few incidents, but I'm sure we'll have a great bit of racing as well.
Oh, right. It's definitely one that will provide a lot of close racing tonight. So there's your grid before you then, Tom, if you'd like to do us the honours, mate.
Yeah, so Marcelo Pagnan, sorry, I can't pronounce your name, in pole position there. Behind him, Luke Cooper for Swift Cooper Esports, and Jason Cooper behind him as well in third place. Dave Hampson is in P4 with Alan McNally behind him in P5, and Ryan Walker in P6, the two Excite Energy Esports guys looking to fight their way through. Jamie Ayres in 7th and Jack McIntyre in 8th. Pete Van Gaal in 9th. Alex Cherney in 10th with Kip Stevens in 11th. Ashley Beard is in 12th. Behind him is Dries Nice in 13th. 14th is Nick McCarron. 15th is Nathan Davies. 16th, Benjamin Muse. 17th, James McRitchie. Jack Ashton is in 18th. 19th is Craig Evans. Jeroen Ursum is in 20th. 21st is Taylor Lane. 22nd, Max Wright. Billy Rose in 23rd. Lorne Murray in 24th with Carl Jacquelet in 25th. Scott Malcolm 26th, Carl Hardy in 27th with Craig Williams in 28th. He'll have wanted to get up a bit higher, I think, from P28 there. Michael Barry in 29th with David Ayres in 30th. 31st, Joe McDonald. Rob Graham in 32nd. Craig Jones in 33rd. Dave Christie 34th. Todd Lugo Vickery in 35th. 36th is Alan McCain. Steve Hefford is 37th. 38th is Roy Ververke. 39th is Ari Rizzo. 40th, Mikey Key, and then rounding out is 41st, Anthony Ainsworth, as it looks like we are going to be go any second. The revs do build up here, and we've got a large grid tonight. And yeah, I'll let you do the start there, Chaz.
Fair enough, mate. Good timing though on the grid. Awesome stuff. And Marcelo Pagnan, I believe, takes his first pole position in this series then. So he's got a lot of pressure on. You can see the lights here, top of the screen. There he is in the number 37 machine. Ready to go. Revs build up. Away they go. Plenty of wheel spin off the line. Looks like Hampton's got a decent start from 4th. Seems to have gained a little bit on Jason Cooper. You've got the two Cooper cars there. Ryan Walker's made a terrible getaway, actually. He's going backwards in the Excite Energy Esports car. It looks like Luke Cooper's going to be putting Marcelo under pressure into turn 1. Nice tight line through there. You can see everyone sort of hugging the inside a little bit. You can let the car run outside quite a lot there and keep the momentum, as a lot of people have seen before, especially in the GT cars. Really hopping it over that crest, and it's really difficult to get it over there, Tom, because it's quite a hefty curb and you can't see it until you're pretty much at it, so you've got to really judge it well. But looks like these guys have done a good job so far and got cleanly away.
Yeah, everyone seems to be through cleanly, don't they? This is the part of the circuit I was saying, if you push it out wide it can upset the car as well. Everyone's we got a car slightly off in the background, which who that was. But yeah, everyone seems to be through nice and cleanly. I haven't really seen anyone dropping down on my timing screens here, just to the left of me. And yes, Marcelo seems to be pulling away in the number 37 car at the moment, doesn't he, Chaz? He's got Luke Cooper and Jason Cooper chasing him down, but these three have now started to bridge a little bit of a gap from the likes of Adam McNally and Dave Hampson.
They certainly have, and that's only going to get bigger as well with the slipstream, because if these guys are battling behind them, they can quite easily lose the tow, as we call it. But big long stream of cars flying down this straight then. Marcelo absolutely on it at the moment. According to the timing screens, he's doing 120 miles an hour to the end, which doesn't seem like much, but to get the MX5 stopped, it's quite a feat when it's travelling at such pace. It really is a momentum car, as we see Adam McNally, highest placed Excite Energy Esports car so far. They've had a great season. It didn't start off too well at the first meeting, but they've really turned it around and they've been very strong since. He crosses the line then to finish the first lap tonight. First race is a timed race, 15 minutes. They then get a gauge of how long the races will be in terms of laps, and then from then on it's a set amount of laps going forward. So 4 races for you tonight as well, so plenty of action. I'm hoping that you will stay with us for the entire thing. It is really, really exciting as it gets further and further on in the evening with the reverse grids, of course, that these guys have. It just gets more and more exciting because they're just closer racing, because some of the quicker guys are near the back of the field. And no offence to call them this, but the slower guys are towards the front. And we've seen in a lot of series, Tom, it really does create quite a lot of action. Sometimes incidents, but it's sort of bound to happen now and then, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but it's good to get the AM guys, the slower guys at the front, and then gives the pro guys quite a lot of experience having to fight their way through the field. Have a look at Jack McIntyre now, and yeah, it's nice for them to have that get that experience of running up the front or running at the back, because it's, you know, sometimes, well, most of the time really the pro guys are always at the front and then you've got the AM guys at the rear. But what we have seen though, Chaz, you sometimes get the odd wild card AM driver that's just sort of holding their own in a podium place and fighting off the likes of Jason Cooper and Adam McNally. So yeah, it does really bring some exciting racing into it.
Yeah, like you say, hoping to see some of those AM guys doing well tonight, benefiting from the reverse grids. Benjamin Mears leading the category at the moment. That is designated on the left-hand side of the screen on the little timing tower that we have by the little strips next to their names. Green is AM and blue is Pro, and Jamie Ayres is inside Peter Van Gool there into the final corner. Sorry, that's Hampson down the inside of Ayres, I apologise. Going for it, you can just see the little designations at the top of the screen. A couple of cars smoking in the pit lane there. Real shame to lose those guys. Oh, it sounds like someone was really giving it everything through turn one. But these cars do like a good bit of tyre squeal. They like a bit of understeer to the MX5s, but 2x2 behind Jamie Ayres here into the King. That's going to be interesting. Peter Van Gool down the inside of Hampson, McIntyre and Cherney's in there as well. Peter Van Gool coming out on top, but that sim lab livery looking nice and tasty. Very sort of simple livery, but it just shows that it works. You've got 3 Excite Energy Sports cars here next to Tom's favourite driver, the Green P, Nathan Davis, dribbling it, giving it the style points. He keeps out of the wall somehow. I don't know how he did that, Tom, but that was fantastic car control. There was someone a bit slower in front of him though, but I was too busy enjoying the drift. That was amazing.
Yeah, I think if he'd held that, that would probably have been my man of the match moment if he managed to keep that on the tarmac. Unfortunate for him though, he was having a nice run, wasn't he? But I'm sure we've got 3 other races this evening to go, and I'm sure the little Green P will get its have its day this evening, as it normally does at some point from these rounds. But here we go then, the Cooper guys coming down the hill towards the chicane. Really tricky corner to get right this. You need to brake earlier and turn in than you think you do. And Jason Cooper up into second place now, and they're catching down your #1 man Marcello in the number 37 car. And these guys out front, Chaz, you've got Marcello Pagnan, Jason Cooper, Luke Cooper and Adam McNally seem to be pulling away from the rest of the field here.
Yeah, they've got 2.6 seconds over Jamie Ayres in that battle between him and 2 of his teammates, Van Gool and McIntyre, who will be wearing number 37 for the next race. I've made sure of that, don't you worry. Alex Cherney in the number 19 car is behind them as well, but his teammates up towards the front of the field, Luke and Jason Cooper, 2 wheels over the kink, really going for it here. But Adam McNally putting the fastest lap of the race last time round, so got to keep our eye on him. He's always got the pace as Adam. He's been practicing a lot recently, and the extra support these guys are getting from Excite Energy, and of course all the support that they had at the Autosport show was fantastic. So good to see so many guys turn out for that. And they were representing very strongly, and Adam McNally's going to hope to do that tonight. He's really close to the back of Luke Cooper there, really going for it, as we just caught a little glimpse there of the clouds moving over, making way for the sunshine. You might see it revert itself again in a minute, but it's just one of those extra little touches I still can't get over. Absolutely love watching it. But Adam now has got the toe, but the thing is about getting slipstream like this, Tom, is if you start out of the corner really close to the car in front of you, you don't get as much chance to get so much of a slingshot, really, do you? You want to be further back and still within the range, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you want to be about 3/10 behind the car, I think, is about the sweet spot. You just see now Jason Cooper's going to try and go for the lead, and he does.
Wonderful.
And he is through. Lovely move that.
Yeah.
Really well put forward. He just didn't brake late. It was a real nice Danny Ricciardo move late on the brakes there, and got it done. But yeah, as you were saying, you need about 3/10 of a second, probably the sweet spot coming off the corner. Any closer than that, and you're not going to really get much of a slingshot on the other car. And then it's going to be, well, they're just going to tuck in behind you and then take the position back towards the end of the straight again. So yeah, it's all about tactics, especially around a track like this.
And the tactics of these guys actually battling each other, you would have thought it closed them up to the guys behind, but Jamie Ayres, Pete Van Gool and Jack McIntyre are now 3.6 seconds off the back of Adam McNally, so they've gained nearly a second on him in that previous lap. So this slipstream is keeping them together and keeping them away from that gaggle in the background, but you can see the 3 SimLab cars just at the top of your screen then. Really nose to tail. Just having a quick look further down the order, Benjamin Mears is leading the AM class at the moment, 16th overall. He's got Taylor Lane of Beast Racing behind him. Oh, big jump there for Ben Mears out of the left-hander. Brings it back down to earth. And he's got a good gap over Taylor behind him. He's got 2.7 seconds. Taylor's gained 4 places so far. As we look at the big movers, Steve Hefford is the biggest mover, I believe. 16 places gained. Cesario Rizzo's gained 15, and Alan McCain has gained 10. Anthony Ainsworth, actually, good shout out to Anthony, he's gained 11. But there is Steve Hefford in the very distinct bright yellow highlighted SimLab livery. It's bright yellow wheels. Not quite sure what happened to Steve, really. He seemed to have started quite further down the order. Not sure whether he got a disqualification from qualifying or something from the meeting before, but he's fighting his way back through and showing that that's not going to stop him. But you've got to think that he'll be hoping for a good reverse grid in this one, Tom.
Yeah, he will be, won't he? We know how quick Steve is and can be. I'm sure he'll make his way up. Possibly, he might even get the top 10 here if he gets a real move on. We know how quick he is. And he seems to be the driver that everyone wants on their team at the moment. But he's firmly happy at SimLab. And yeah, I think if he does get a decent reverse grid, he could be on for a win tonight, chap.
Yeah, definitely. He's got the pace. But look at this lot. 2x2x2 then. We had Kip Stevens in there with Van Gogh. Oh, there's a car around. That's McIntyre, surely. I think it was Jack McIntyre. It's purple highlights on a SimLab livery, so I hope I got that right. But yeah, McIntyre backwards there. Not quite sure how he managed that. But none of these guys hit him, and that's the miracle of it, really. But you see in there Dave Hampson. In front of him, you've got Ryan Walker, Jack Ashton, Dries Nice, and Ashley Beards. That's 4 Excite Energy Esports cars. Honestly, everywhere you look in this championship, there's Excite Energy Esports cars. They just seem to be everywhere. Look at them. It's just a train. Those boys just pop up everywhere, and they're always in battles with the massive names in this championship. And it's great to see them doing so well, to be honest. Because I mean, just like me, I think everyone else sort of doubted it at the beginning of the championship. As we see McIntyre then into turn 1, is there going to be contact with Walker? Oh, he's put a wheel on the grass. How he did not get hit there, I do not know. That was, oh, look, love the little J turn at the end as well. That was wonderful, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did very well there to keep out of trouble, didn't he? He had a lot of cars round him, a huge pack there, and he just sort of give it the old driver 1 when you do the tutorial for anyone who's ever done that. Most difficult thing in the world. But he managed to get it facing the right way in the end with a little J turn, and yeah, he's back out now. P17, not doing too badly. He's just behind Benjamin Meus and Taylor Lane, as well, 2 AM guys that are leading the AM race at the moment. Well, he's coming under a bit of pressure now from Craig Evans and Steve Hefford as well. I was saying earlier how quick Hefford is, Chaz. So, yeah, it's not too bad for him. At least he did get hit and he can start making his way up through the field again. Yeah,
definitely. And he's always wanted to fight back, is Steve Hefford. He never gives up. Alex Cherney there having a go at Jamie Ayres, 2 heavyweights of this championship. I'm not calling them fat, I'm just saying that they're good. They've got all the Excite Energy Esports cars behind them. And I tell you what, this is what I mean. They're always there. Look at them, just chasing them down again. But Cherney's not going to give up chasing Ayres. Cherney, previous champion of this championship, of course. If that's not too much of a mouthful to say, but these guys obviously do 4 seasons over a year. They obviously have the spring, summer, winter, and autumn series. Not in that order, of course. I got that wrong, but Cherney has won one of them before. I believe it was the summer series. As you can see now, he's just trying to line it up and get a good run out of there, try and keep it smooth. Off he goes, but he just doesn't seem to have the run out of there, Tom. It just didn't seem to accelerate very well there.
Yeah, I think not really too sure what happened to him there, to be honest. We know how quick Alex is, but here we go now. We're going to look at the slipstream as he comes up on Jamie Ayres. And it's a strong one, this one. The closer you get, the faster it's going to go. I don't think he's been close enough this time. But he is coming under pressure now from Ashley Beard and Dries Nice as well. All the Excite cars swarming around them like a pack of bees. Have a little look up the inside for the number 28, Ashley Beard. He can't quite get it done in that Excite car. But yeah, this has proven out to be a real fierce battle, isn't it, Chaz? We just see Steve Hefford going up the inside of Craig Evans there, and Hefford taking P17. Jack McIntyre has now fallen back from P19. If there's any fans out there of Jack McIntyre after his earlier spin, but he's still maintaining the top 20. But look at this, Chaz. This is an absolute gaggle of cars going through turn 1 and really fighting hard here, and I'd love to be piloting one of those cars at the moment.
Oh yeah, but they've got a really good bird's eye view of what's going on, especially Dave Hampson. He can see all the Excite cars and see him dicing around. He's got Kip Stevens wedged firmly behind him in the blue, white and pink Cooper Esports car. Swift Cooper Esports, sorry. But Jamie Ayres still leading the way in the sole SimLab car in there. He's waiting for his teammates Van Gool and McCarran to provide backup in the background. And then just behind them, actually, is Ben Mears. Still oh, there's an Excite car around. It's Dries Nice. I always do that to his name, mate. I'm really sorry. But Dries Nice has put it backwards. Not sure whether he got help or... well, you never know. It could be that curb on the exit. Everyone knows that curb at Road Atlanta. It's an absolute nightmare. And it's easy to bounce over it too hard and lose control of the car. Luke Cooper seems to have dropped off this battle that we're looking at now then. McNally third, Panion second, Jason Cooper in the lead. Side by side is Panion and Cooper. Now who's going to be last of the late breakers? Jason Cooper's been great on the brakes so far. Panion down the inside. McNally a bit late on the brakes as well. He's going to try and get a bit of a cutback. You can just see the different lines and how they work through there, but you've got to really be tactical in this car, Tom, like we've said before. It's a very momentum-based machine to get around a track quickly, but you've got to really have your wits about you and plan your moves out, haven't you?
Yeah, you have, and Panion's out in front at the moment, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to get it. It's a bit like horse racing, I think, in MX5. The car that's in front doesn't normally end up taking the win, does it? But yeah, it's major tactics when it comes to slipstreaming in the MX5, and as you say, it's a real momentum car, and if you have a slow entry, you're going to have a slow exit at the end of the day. It's a great car to drive and easy to drive, but very hard to master, and also I think one of the hardest cars on the service to actually race in a big pack scenario, just because of how it can be. Oh, 1 minute I've got full grip and the car's perfect, and you put one wheel on the grass and around it goes. It's not like an HPD or something where they're quite a forgiving car to drive. If it does get sideways, they're an absolute nightmare to try and save. But we're on board with Adam McNally now, the number 478 Excite Energy Esports car, and he's coming up behind Marcelo Panion and Jason Cooper. And here we go. We're going to see the slipstream now as they come up the hill. Of course, Jason Cooper will have slipstream as well on your lead driver, and it's not really coming into play, is it, Chaz? I mean, he's gaining slowly, but I thought the slipstream would have been stronger there. We see Jason Cooper's going to go for the lead on Marcelo Panion, and he does get the move done, going through the chicane, and pretty much I think this is going to be their final lap, Chaz. So really, it is anyone's guess at the moment.
Yeah, one more lap to go. Going to give it everything they've got. Marcelo's definitely not backing off, though. It's been great to see him doing so well in the series after not being in it that long. McNally's always been there or thereabouts, and Jason Cooper, of course, is a consistent race winner in the championship. But I think with the slipstream down the straight there, Jason got that much of a good run that it just wasn't affecting McNally as much. They were both staying the same distance apart, but they were both gaining on Panion, so I think he was a bit of a sitting duck there as Marcelo. 2 wheels over the kink, and you can just see that weight transfer I mentioned earlier. You can see the live timing gap at the bottom there through sector 1. You can, I was just about to say the weight transfer, you can see it leaning left, leaning right, hops over this curb. You don't want to get too much of it because it'll bounce you onto that one. There's a nasty bit of gravel on the outside of that as well, and if you catch that in this car, it can really chuck you out. I think that's what Dries Nice did earlier as well. He's currently down in 31st place now, real shame for him, but you never know what a reverse grid could throw up. There's a bit of smoke there and some tyre marks, so a car might have gone off, but for the slipstream for the final time, Tom, if McNally gets a good run here, he could be in with a shout with this, but I think it's going to be between Panion and Jason Cooper.
Yeah, I think it will be. We're looking at Panion now. He's going to have it going up the hill. And here we go then. He's going to have a little look to the right. There's nothing really that Jason Cooper can do. Will he get the move done before the exit? Panion moves out to the right slightly. He's going to go and take the outside line going into this. This could be an interesting one because Jason Cooper's got the inside line and can go late on the brakes. They both brake hard coming down into the chicane. Jason Cooper sticks his line. All that might be a slow down, that one. He might have got that there. And Panion does come out the victor there. But here we go then. Adam McNally as well is going to have a little look on Jason Cooper as they come into the last corner. And Adam McNally's got it done. And I do think there, Chaz, that Jason Cooper might have got a slowdown coming over that corner there. Too tight.
Yeah, he certainly did. But Panion takes the first win of the evening. Brilliant result for him. Great to see him getting a first win so early on and being in the championship. Luke Cooper makes it 2. Cooper's in the top 5. Journey 5th, Ayres 6th, Beard, Ashton, Stevens and Van Gool round out that fantastic battle for the top 10. Ryan Walker made a bit of a comeback after that slow start to finish 11th. Good result for Ryan. And you see the rest of the cars gradually making their way over the line. Alex Cherney's off on the outside of turn 1 there. Not quite sure how he's managed that. More battles across the line then. This is Rizzo and Viverke. Viverke's got it done, it seems. Sorry, that's McRitchie and Viverke. I apologise. Roy Viverke there. We saw him do really well last week at Tsukuba. Nice to see him getting involved with some battles this week. He'll be hoping for a good reverse grid as well in the AM class to get him up there. But yeah, really nice, solid race 1 there, Tom. Not too many incidents. We saw just 1 or 2 cars go off now and then, but yeah, it was nice and clean. As we'd suddenly seen a lot of clean race 1s in this series because it's the qualifying sort of spreads everyone out in terms of their pace a little bit more naturally than the reverse grids, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and I think that's better for the guys in race one. It allows the real fast guys to get pip their race one win in as they normally do. See someone going very wide there,
Scared the life
and
out of me.
taking out the cameraman in the process. But yeah, I think that's why we always get that in race one. But race 2, 3, and 4, as we know, will be a little bit more hectic, I think. So Marcelo Pagnon takes your race win for the first win tonight for race 1. And Adam McNally rounds out the front row, so takes P2. Jason Cooper in P3 rounds out the podium with Luke Cooper behind him in P4. Alex Cherney in 5th with Jamie Ayres in 6th. Ashley Beard in 7th and Jack Ashton in 8th with Kip Stevens in 9th. Pete Van Gaal in 10th and Ryan Walker in 11th. Another one taking the cameraman out there. 12th is Nick McCarron. Benjamin Muse in 13th. Steve Hefford 14th. Taylor Lane in 15th. 16th was Craig Evans. Jack McIntyre was 17th and Billy Rose was in 18th. 19th, Carl Hardy, Joe McDonald in 20th, Carl Jackalette in 21st, Alan McCain in 22nd, Jeroen Ursum in 23rd, Cesare Rizzo in 24th, with Roy Ververke in 25th, James McRitchie in 26th with Michael Barry behind him in 27th. Craig Jones and Mikey Key for Result Clothing were both 28th and 29th respectively. Drees Nice, sorry, I've done the same as Chaz in 30th. Scott Malcolm in 31st. Dave Hampson 32nd. Max Wright in 33rd. Then your non-finishers were Anthony Ainsworth, Tyler Lugo Vickery and Lorne Murray.
Cracking stuff. Thanks very much, Tom. And of course, that was the first of 4 races that we have tonight. Mixed conditions, as you can see, it's got a little bit sunnier towards the end of the session, which is interesting to see whether they carry this on into race 2. I think they do reset the conditions for each one, but that just makes it even more interesting, I suppose. Nice variation over the course of the evening. So, without further ado, I believe, Alex, we'll have the reverse grid wheel for the first time tonight.
Indeed, they have.
Your
Right.
Ursum's come in with 35, by the way.
Oh, 35, straight in there. Right, give it a spin. See what we get. Close, I'm afraid. We're 35 is the other side of the board. It is a full -2.
Right then, well that would have been Max Wright, with Dave Hampson on the front row with him. However, it's actually Scott Malcolm on pole position for Auto Macnock Hill, I believe. Drees Nice is actually on the front row with him, so it worked out quite nicely there, to pardon the pun. But yeah, Mikey Key is going to be third on the grid with his teammate Craig Jones, and then Mick Barry behind him as well. So 3 Result Clothing cars there near the front of the grid in the top 5. Tom, Alex and I will join you again in about 10-15 minutes time on the iRacing Esports Network for race 2 of 3. Race 2 of 4 of the evening. I hope there's not 3 races anyway, I hope there's 4. But we'll be back with you in 10-15 minutes. Don't go away. Welcome back to the iRacing Esports Network and the BSR MX5 Winter Series, back at Road Atlanta for the second race of 4 this evening. Chaz Draycott here alongside Tom Jacobs and Alex Simpson on the cameras. And we've got the first of our 3 reverse grid races tonight. We had the reverse wheel in the first one, which gave us a full -2. So 2 drivers missed out, which would have been on the lead lap or 1 lap down. That put Scott Malcolm on pole position alongside Dries Nice of Excite Energy Esports. He'll be very grateful for that. Then we've got 3 result clothing cars: Mikey Key, Craig Jones and Mick Barry. Mick Ritchie is 6th. Then you've got Ververke, Rizzo, Ursum, McCain, Jacquelette, Joe McDonald rounding out your top 12 there. Carl Hardy, Billy Rose, Jack McIntyre, Craig Evans, Taylor Lane for Beast Racing. 18th is Steve Hefford SimLab. Benjamin Mears is 19th. He was the top arm in that last race, I believe. Nick McCarron is 20th. And then you've got Ryan Walker, Pete Van Gool, Kip Stevens, Jack Ashton, Ashley Beard, Jamie Ayres, Alex Jenny, Luke Cooper, Jason Cooper, Adam McNally, and the lights are on and they're away. See the whole field there streaming away. Great shot of them all going down the straight. Looks like a really good start from Mikey Key, actually, in 3rd place in the result clothing car. Scott Malcolm didn't get away too well, but he's kept the lead into turn 1. He runs a little bit wide to Dries Nice. I think, Dries is around and he's caused a pile up. Well, I say pile up, 2 of them went off. I was expecting a lot more than that there as they came out from behind the trees on my screen. Oh, there's a car backwards. That looked like McNally, I think. Or was it still Dries Nice rolling back? Whole field spreading their way through now down the S's. And it's Scott Malcolm that leads the way still. He's got Mikey Key behind him, Mick Barry. Then he's got James McRitchie, Roy Ververke, your own Ursum. Really good for the AM drivers at the moment. Oh, Carl Jacquelette around. Big crash in the background. Really, really big crash in the background there. Cars going down the order. I can see Rob Graham, Carl Hardy, Carl Jacquelette. Real shame for those guys. Let's have a look back then. Here is... Oh no! Oh wow, it's already happened in front of them there. McIntyre involved. Oh, and that's Kip Stevens into it. One of the Automet cars involved. Max Wright there as well. It's just one of them, isn't it? Where you're going over a crest of a hill and before you know it, there's cars in front of you. You can slam on and get on the brakes. And you can over-rotate it, but speaking of over-rotating it, these guys are going to be rotating their positions at this rate. Really Mikey Key on the outside has got Malcolm then. Malcolm back down the inside later on the brakes. Straight lines it a little bit, but keeps the lead. Hard but fair defence there from Scott Malcolm. McRitchie's giving it everything as well behind them. A couple of guys really trying to stay with them there. It's very, very close. Onto the second lap then. Scott Malcolm in the bright yellow Team Mad livery car leads the way. I did say he was racing for Automet, not killed the previous one. I do apologise. Fastest lap of the race, of course, for Malcolm. Key under pressure from McRitchie. Nearly making contact. Mick Barry gets a great run, just about misses the back of him. Always a little bit out of shape though. Nearly losing it, but very, very close stuff there. Through the S's once again, over the kink. Down the hill they go, and I believe, have we got Mr. Jacobs back with us yet?
Yeah, don't worry, I'm here, Chaz.
Sorry, you went away in the break and I didn't know whether you were back or not then, sorry.
No, I'm here.
Mick Barry in 4th. Bit of a chaotic start there, Tom. We were expecting an incident or 2 tonight though, so yeah, it's come about at last.
Yeah, I think it's just one of them, isn't it? You're always going to get incidents, especially in race 2 and race 3, and leading on to race 4, I think as well. But unfortunate for the guys out there. But this is what I said before about it. You know, at the start, coming around that last corner, you have an incident and get the car out too wide. It can cause some major issues. But at the moment, we've got Scott Malcolm holding his own against Mikey Key, James McRitchie, Michael Barry, and Roy Ververke. And it's all AM drivers at the front now, Chaz. This really is their chance to shine at the moment.
Yeah, it certainly is. Forget Monday night. Well, look at Roy Ververke on the grass. All 4 wheels off the circuit there, giving it everything. The full Paris-Dakar. And he's not quite made it, though. Mikey Key. Oh, big shoulder barge from Scott Malcolm there. I think Mikey just sort of straight-lined it a little bit into the second part there. I don't know whether he knew that Scott was there. And there's race 1, 3rd place finish. Anyway, here's Jason Cooper with race 1 winner. Marcelo Panion, great drive by Marcelo in that one. They're making their way back through the field. McRitchie goes to the front of the field. He's battling with Malcolm. You can just see this massive field of cars there as they go down the straight. Oh, Malcolm's around in the wall. He's rolled it over, I think. He lost it out of turn 1. There he is. Oh dear, poor Scott. He has no look at the front of the field. I don't know how he did that. He might have clipped the curb or something on the exit of turn 1. It's so easy to do on this track because turn 1 is such a committed corner and you're going so quickly in there. It's easy to understeer wide. And there he is. There is the incident. Oh, it just goes straight in, doesn't it? Well, over it goes. Luckily not taking anyone out with him as well. A real shame for Scott, but that puts James McRitchie with, again I'm going to mention it, the greatest YouTube name I've seen relating to his surname, in the number 22 machine, doing my favourite number proud. Verke second though, and Roy's been really quick recently in the standings, Tom, so hopefully he can chase him down and put up a good fight for the lead, as Joe McDonald seems to be off the track and having an issue. Not quite sure whether he's back on or not. He's kept his place in 16th, but he was little red on our timing tower on the left end, so that would have meant he's gone off, so I'm not quite sure what he's done.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure what's happened there either, but just going back to Scott Malcolm, unfortunate for him, he always seems to have issues when he's at the front, Scott, so but I'm sure he can come back from that as he always does. We've got a brilliant fight here at the back, well at the front actually. Ryan Walker at the back. Ryan Walker defending from the likes of Pete Van Gaal, Mikey Key and Jamie Ayres at the moment, and this is proving to be a real I wouldn't say scrappy race, Chaz, but we've had a few more instances than we did in race 1, and but we're having some brilliant battles on our hands, aren't we? We've got James McRitchie out front at the moment, and yeah, he seems to be having a real solid race at the moment in your favourite numbered car, and trying to pull away from Roy Verke as well. So yeah, I think it's an interesting one. You've got the Excite boys are trying to fight their way through the field again, and they're coming under pressure from the SimLab guys as well. So I still think it's anyone's to play for at the moment.
And look at those gains on the left as well. Walker 17, Van Gaal 17, Ayres 20, Ashton 14, Panion 20, Cooper 17, Hampson 19, Brian Holmes 25. He was commentating on the YouTube stream halfway through the first race, so I don't think he was in the first one, but yeah, he's certainly making his mark now. 26 places gained. Awesome stuff for the Excite Energy Esports driver. But it just shows that when there is an incident, it can muddle the field up even more, no matter what you do with the reverse grid. So these guys going for it. You can see there the gap from the leader back, and down to 20th place is 15 seconds. That just shows you how close it is. Brian Walker leading this battle then. Mikey Key, sorry, not Mikey Key, that's Mick Barry. Van Gaal's in there as well, side by side. His teammate Jamie Ayres. 2 by 2 they go into the chicane. They're nearly on the grass on the left hand side. There was Walker. I think he did dip 2 wheels. Look at the commitment by Van Gaal, late on the brakes. Gives him the room. Good racing by Walker there, gives him the space. Jamie Ayres is going to go around the outside of his teammate now as they go over the crest. Mikey Key's coming under, I keep calling him Mikey Key, Mick Barry, I'm really sorry. Coming under pressure from Cherney as well in the Swift Cooper Esports car. But once again, Tom, we've got a really good gaggle developing here, and this could hopefully, well, I hope it doesn't turn up into an accident, but look at this on board now from Cherney. You can just see how close these guys do get together on track. And hopefully this stays nice and clean.
Yeah, hopefully it will, but it's going to be an interesting one going over the kink. Cherney puts it out really wide to give, I think it was Van Gaal side by side with him, a lot of room there. And yeah, this is going to prove to be a real fierce battle to the finish. Walker and Ayres are starting to pull away a little bit of a gap over the guys behind them. But Cherney, you don't want to be going out too wide there. Can really unsettle the car and cause a lot of damage, as we've seen before in race 1. So yeah, this is proving to be a great fight, and there's a real gaggle of cars, both pro and am drivers, all mixed in at the front at the moment. As we look a little bit further back, we've got Dave Christie fighting Taylor Lane. That's for P17, that one. Taylor Lane driving for Beast Racing this evening. Christie has a little dart at the inside and it pushes out Taylor Lane wide, nearly pulls the front bumper off. So yeah, interesting racing at the moment, Chaz, and I think this one is still going to go down to the wire.
Yeah, certainly will. Nice little scrap there between the two AMs, of course. Nice bit of contact, never hurt anybody, I suppose. Craig Evans here trying to chase down Craig Williams. Bit of the grass there for the Northern Lights Racing driver. With their GT Omega sponsorship, of course, very striking livery on that car. All their liveries look brilliant on their cars this year. Bit of sideways action for Evans. Look at this, side by side. That's Jack Ashton and Peter Van Gaal as they come across the line to start lap 6 of 10. Still side by side in turn 1. Van Gaal committed around the outside. Just see how wide this track actually is as you go up there, but there's not really many lines that you can take into this kink, Tom. It's a very optimised corner. You can see how the track gets a little bit thinner there. Jamie Ayres just appears out of nowhere, or that's actually Panion. Sorry, I thought it was Jamie Ayres, but he's actually ahead of these guys, not behind them. Down the S's, great shot as we follow them then from what I believe is the chopper cam onto the brake through the left-hander, and you'll see the size of this curb. Look at that. And there's a little jump on the exit, and it's so easy to unsettle any car over there, isn't it, Tom, when you're really on the limit?
Yeah, it's a real issue, and I found it so much when we were racing in GT cars around here. The Porsche especially, I don't know how bad it is on the MX5, it doesn't seem to unsettle it as much, but it can cause some real damage to the car, and it really tends to get out of shape, especially if you get it on the gravel. What I tend to do is try and not put it out that wide, but it's obviously not as quick a line. As you see Panion here, let's have a little look up at Jack Ashton, and here comes the slipstream. He's got the slipstream as well from Van Gool and the Slim Lab car, number 39 cars. They come down towards the chicane now. This is a really easy, nice overtaking opportunity here, and Panion does make the move done, and there's brilliant move from him there, and now he'll be going down to hunt down the likes of Alex Cherney and Jamie Ayres, Chaz.
Just to quickly look back as well, Jeroen Ursum and Craig Williams have both been off the track and flown down the order. Not quite sure what happened. Oh, Jason Cooper, really big slide at the last corner there. But yeah, Jeroen Ursum and Craig Williams very suddenly dropped down the order there. I'm not sure whether they had it coming together out of the left-hander up the hill or something, but shame to see them fall down. But yeah, Marcelo Panion really making his mark tonight. Brilliant move. Committed as anything through the kink. That was some proper pace he carried through there. It was ahead of Cherney and Ayres still battling away. And McRitchie and there's the end of Williams and Jeroen Ursum. Oh, there's Jeroen Ursum in the middle of the road. He's obviously just tried to keep it out of the way. I had that in World GT last night. I had to park the car in the middle of the track. Tries to get it going, and yeah, it's just absolutely done. Here we go then. Thank you, Alex, for continuing to strive to get further and further back as we look. Oh, he loses it on the way in. Is he going to put it in the wall? Yeah, overcorrected. In the wall he goes, and we're probably going to see Williams any second now. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, and a big hit from Hampson as well, actually. I didn't see him go down the order, but yeah, two very big hits there. Just trying to avoid him, but there's not a lot you can do there. It's a real shame. But this is the battle for third place then. Walker, Ayres, Cherney. Sorry, Ververke and Walker, I apologise. I thought Ververke was up with McRitchie, and he's clearly not. He's away with it, and Walker is second now, so highest placed pro driver at the moment. Excite Energy Sports are going to be very happy with that, Tom. It's nice to see the consistency that these guys are having, especially keeping it going through tonight.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? And you've got to look at the timing sheets to see the pro guys. I mean, Ryan Walker's up 19 places from where he started, and he's now sitting in P2s. You've got another one of the Swift Cooper Esports cars down there on the grass. Not sure who that was there, Chad. I think it was Luke Cooper, actually, who's filing round at the back at the moment. But yeah, he's up 19 places there. Look at Jamie Ayres. You know, Panion is up 25 places as well. I mean, Brian Holmes is now up 30 places from where he started. So, you know, they've been fighting their way through the field, and it just goes to show how good these guys really are in this MX5. And they could probably lap an MX5 around here faster than I could in a GT. We've got someone else off.
Holmes.
And that's Brian Holmes. So there's commentator's curse if you ever wanted to see it. He was up 30 places, and now he's sat in the pits having repairs done. So apologies there, Brian, because I think I might have caused that one.
We shouldn't have brought attention to it, should we? We should have just let him go. Just leave him alone. He's going to hit the kink and spin it the other way. Oh no, oh no! Oh, he's just overcorrected it. MX5 plus concrete wall. No, it just doesn't work. Doesn't work at all, unfortunately, Brian. Jamie Ayres then third place. Ververke's dropped down to fifth now. He's been swamped by these pro drivers. But Ryan Walker's going to want to try and hold on to this ahead of Ayres for these last two laps and be the highest placed pro driver in the race. I'm sure Alex Cherney will be having a go at Jamie as well, so Ryan will be hoping for that to happen. There is Taylor Lane of Beast Racing. He has Craig Evans chasing him down. And he's stuck to the back of him as they go down the straight then. He's going to probably pull out and try it on the brakes. You want to do it just nice and gently because you can turn it around. Just for Mac Johnson, there you go, mate. You've got the team names up on the left of the screen for you, just so you can see it's definitely Beast Racing, definitely Taylor Lane. As that was Tyler Lugo Vickery going straight on there at the chicane, and Craig Evans has got past Taylor now after he got a bit of a bad exit there. He was in 13th place, it seemed to be unlucky for some, but he's giving it a go back though. He's giving what he gets here to Taylor Lane actually, Tom, and I'm sure we can have words with him afterwards, time to calm down, but I'm not going to tell him if he keeps getting places out of it. 2 wheels over the first corner.
Yeah, he's interesting times there for Taylor Lane, really. He's doing Beast Racing proud out there as we look towards the front of the grid again. And Mr. Ryan Walker of Excite Energy Esports is he's really having to defend though, Chaz. Coming towards the end of the race from Jamie Ayres and Alex Cherney. And Panion as well, Marcello Panion. he's not been one to hang about this evening, is he, Chaz? Coming into the series, don't see that name too often racing, and here he is now. So if you look back from Ryan Walker at the rear bumper, Jamie Ayres is going to go up to the inside. We've also got Alex Cherney in there as well, and they're going to go 3 wide now along the straight, and it looks like Alex Cherney is going to make his way through. Is he going to get it done? I don't know whether he is. Jamie Ayres goes late on the brakes, does move up into P2 now. So Ryan Walker there, Chaz, was the one who missed out there.
Look at Panion though, really tactical driving there. He broke early, got on the curve, got a nice wide entrance into the corner, and look at the run he's got. Didn't need any slipstream. He's got past Walker, and now he's going to have a great run on Cherney as well. He's gone a little bit deep on the inside. I think he could have let it run out a bit further to carry the momentum, but again, he's doing it there. Look, you can see he's braking early, wider line. He's going to try and get the launch out the corner. Ayres gets a bit of a poor run. Cherney's on his right. Just watch Marcelo at the bottom of your screen. He just gets on the brakes early. Oh, contact between Ayres and Cherney. Marcelo's going to try and capitalise on that. He's not going to go anywhere there though. Cherney defending it nice and smoothly. Ayres nearly making contact again. This is great racing. Really close stuff between these guys. They've been racing together a while. And this is really... Oh, no, I say that. And that happens. Cherney turned around. Marcelo tries to get out of it. Ryan Walker around the outside. And look at Roy Verke on the left-hand side of these boys. He's going to go through. Says, get out of the way, Alex. I'm going to go past you on here. And Ryan Walker to the front of this group once again. Fair enough. It was really opportunistic. And it was good of Panion to get out of it. Jamie Ayres coming straight back at him, though, with a big hole in the right-hand side of that MX5. And we're on the last lap already, Tom. This another exciting race has flown by. But this is the final opportunity for these boys to slipstream before the end of the race. But Cherney, it looks like he's out of the race now, unfortunately. But Walker against Ayres then for the highest placed pro driver with McRitchie. What a drive. He's just driven away with it. He's got a nearly 7-second lead on these boys. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, great for McRitchie there, especially as an AM driver as well. And I know we don't want to say that they're slow or anything, but McRitchie, a real solid drive in the number 022 car there. Absolutely fantastic stuff. He crosses the line to take the race 2 win. James McRitchie is the winner, but the one we want to see is the one behind, and it looks like that's Jamie Ayres just gets it. Ahead of Ryan Walker, Marcello Panion and Roy Verke in there as well. Unfortunate there for Alex Cherney, who did miss out at the end. Some more battles here. You've got the likes of Craig Evans-Jones and Hefford on the outside. He's going to try and swing it in. Looks like Craig Evans is going to get it done. But Chaz, there's been some brilliant racing we've seen in race 2, and this is Zari Rizzo and Taylor Lane as well. Lane seems to have got that one done, but the MX5 there steps out just a whisker coming over the line. But Chaz, what a race, and I think that's one to remember.
Yeah, definitely is. That was brilliant to watch. Awesome stuff. Anthony Ainsworth, a nice little drift there in turn 1, but yeah, the battling down up and down this order is just always great to see. And a track like this, you wouldn't expect it to be that great, because you would have thought that, like Alex was saying at the top of the broadcast, that one of the only opportunities, really, the main one you'd be looking at is that back straight. But these guys are going into corners everywhere, side by side, giving it what they've got. And we saw a really, really good scrap there all the way throughout. Just, well, it was just nice to see the competition between the AMs and the pros again. I mean, there's no definite, these guys are quicker than the others, but obviously they are categorised to be like that just to make things fair and give everyone their own championship to fight for. But awesome to see them all scrapping together, and a well-deserved win as well for an AM driver in James McRitchie. And we've seen him show a lot of pace recently. A lot of these guys have, I think, said that he should be in the pro category, but he's been slightly inconsistent, so it does sort of mean that he is entitled in that AM category. But yeah, really, really well-deserved drive that, because well, he just got away with it, didn't he, at the end of the day? He just did everything he needed to do. Sometimes you can be at the front of the field, and it's easy to make mistakes when you're just sort of hot-lapping on your own rather than following other drivers. But yeah, great to see as he blows it up on pit entrance there, unfortunately, in celebration. He goes, here then, team, rebuild my engine for race 3, that'll do.
Yeah, a really great win for him there, and I think he'll be loving that. He's, as you say, yeah, he's been a bit inconsistent sometimes there. But at the end of the day, he's a bit of a Max Verstappen, isn't he? I think if you stick him out in the front at the lead of the pack, he can really make it work. So, yeah, a great race there for James McRitchie, and well deserved. So he running down the results then. James McRitchie, as I say, is your race 2 winner Behind him, Jamie Ayres in second and Ryan Walker in third, with Marcello Pagnon in fourth. A brilliant battle between those guys, with Roy Ververke to add a little bit of spice into the mix as well. Jason Cooper finished sixth. Behind him, Pete Van Gaal, Jack Ashton in eighth, with Mikey Key in ninth. Nick McCarron in 10th, with Michael Barry in 11th. Craig Evans and Craig Jones in 12th and 13th, respectively, with Steve Hefford there, Chaz, down in 14th at the moment. So I'm sure he'll be wanting to come back up for the field for race 3. Tyler Lugo Vickery in 15th. 16th was David Ayres and Dave Hampson in 17th. Ashley Beard was in 18th. 19th we have Lorne Murray, Dave Christie in 20th, with Taylor Lane in 21st, Cesare Rizzo 22nd, Anthony Ainsworth in 23rd, Alan McCain 24th, Adam McNally for Excite Energy Esports in 25th. He'll be looking to come back as well. Alex Cherney in 26th, Luke Cooper 27th, Brian Holmes in 28th, and then I think from that on, from Brian Holmes, sorry, on your non-finishers, so it was Jeroen Ersom, Craig Williams, Joe McDonald, Billy Rose, Rob Graham, Scott Malcolm, Benjamin Muse, and Max Wright and Kip Stevens, I believe. So yeah, a lot of retirements in that one there, Chaz.
Yeah, that incident towards the beginning, well, a couple of incidents towards the beginning did take quite a lot of casualties with it. A real shame that is, to be honest, especially for Drees Nice as well. He started quite high up the order, but just didn't work out for him, really. I mean, incidents like that do happen, of course. So we've got 2 more races to come yet tonight, and Alex shall have the reverse grid wheel, which will determine the grid for race 3 of the night. Any second now, I believe, if you're there, Alex.
Hello, yeah, we have.
Awesome.
Ready to go and spin. So started off 4 -2 from the last one. Pretty reasonable spin. It might land exactly where it started. Oh, I don't think it's going to make much difference. It's landed on 50th, which, yeah.
Well,
I'm not going to get that.
well, we had 27 cars, 1 lap down or less, and it makes for a very, very interesting top 3, actually. Luke Cooper will be on pole position, so that's what he gets for keeping the car going around the track, and we did see him on the grass in that one, so that's paid off for him. And his teammate Alex Cherney is alongside him on the front row. He also got taken out in an incident in the end and carried it on. Adam McNally's going to be 3rd. He also suffered the same fate. So those guys have really had an extra life thrown to him tonight. Alan McCain and Anthony Ainsworth will be 4th and 5th. So if you join me, Tom and Alex on the iRacing Esports Network in about 10-15 minutes time, we're going to have a fantastic race 3 of 4 tonight. Don't go away. Welcome back to the iRacing Esports Network and Road Atlanta for the third of 4 races tonight. We've got the usual sprint through the grid to go with you, so if you bear with us, we've got Luke Cooper, Alex Cherney, Adam McNally, Alan McCain, Anthony Ainsworth, Cesario Rizzo, Taylor Lane, Dave Christie, Law Murray, Ashley Beard, Dave Hampson, David Ayres, Tyler Lugo Vickery, Steve Hefford, Craig Jones, Craig Evans, Mick Barry, Nick McCarron, Mikey Key, Jack Ashton, Peter Van Gull, Jason Cooper, Roy Viverke, Marcelo Panion, Ryan Walker, Jamie Ayres, James McRitchie, Ryan Holmes, Jeroen Ersom, Craig Williams, Joe McDonald, Billy Rose, Rob Graham, Scott Malcolm, Benjamin Mears, Max Wright, Kip Stevens, Carl Jacqueline, Carl Hardy, Dries Nice, and Jack McIntyre is at the back of the grid, which is a bit strange, actually, don't you think, Tom?
That's the fastest, honestly. That was like an SR-71 Blackbird on takeoff. But here we go then. five lights. The lights are beginning to come on, and away they go. Good start there from Luke Cooper. Alex Cherney is up alongside him. I think that was McCain actually. Alan McCain didn't get the best of starts, did he, Chaz? You got Taylor Lane thrown in there as well into the mix, throwing a bit of spice with it. The 2 Swift Cooper Esports guys lead the way with Adam McNally in the Excite Energy Esports car behind them as well, and they all seem to have got through here rather cleanly. Here's hoping anyway. It's just a great shot there as they all come 2 wheels over the kink, and down the hill they go for the first time. And Chaz, it looks like we've got a little bit of a group forming now.
Yeah, these guys are going to have a great scrap for the front. Cesario Rizzo had a really good start, actually, and he's managed to make his way up with these guys. Anthony Ainsworth leading the AM category at the moment, not too far behind. There's about a second back from Alan McCain. Taylor Lane as well is in that. He's chasing down his AM rival. Bit of a slide there from McNally into the right-hander. Luke Cooper, he's going to really want to make the most of this because he had a bit of a torrid race too. We could see him off the track to the side, but we saw, contact behind. We can hear a lot of it. Sounds like somebody's around. Not sure whether they just checked up or anything and just sort of bumped into each other, but there's a good bit of bumping and barging. Benjamin Mears has lost a couple of places there going off the track. Joe McDonald, Jack McIntyre also off the track. Oh, there's a big shuffle at the back. Jack McIntyre's gone flying down the order, sorry. I know it's not on screen, but look at McNally down the inside of the 2 Cooper Esports cars there. He's going to make it. Or is he? Nearly. Gets squeezed out. He takes a tight line. Luke Cooper keeps the lead. And Cherney and McNally, well, they both experienced with each other enough, Tom. Look at that sky. That's beautiful. They experienced enough with each other, though, to fight another day after such close racing.
Yeah, they do. And it's great to see them allowed to race this close, and when they're together, it's like when you get a Vettel and Hamilton situation.
Oh no!
Oh, Luke Cooper's off, and he's gone far too wide there. And can he hold it? Can he hold it? He's nearly in it, soaring at the wheel there, and he manages to make it stick. Unfortunate for him, he's not dropped too far down the lead, I don't think. He's down to 22nd now, so this really has cost him that. But then again, that puts Adam McNally, Excite Energy Esports, into the lead. Cesario Rizzo behind him in P2. And we said this, Chaz, at the start, that it was all going to come down to tactics, but the lead is changing this way and that way as we see Cesario Rizzo now up the inside of Adam McNally, going into the tight section here, which looks an easy section, but it really isn't. Number 47 of Cesario Rizzo does get the move done. He squeezes Adam McNally out wide. It looks like Adam McNally is just retaining the lead at the moment, Chaz.
Yeah, I think it was Jason Cooper that was in 22nd, mate. Although now you say that though, Luke Cooper is now actually 21st because he was 6th or 7th for a minute, and now he's gone further down the order as well.
Oh, there you go. You see,
you're preempting what's going on here. Adam McNally's in the lead. Then go on. Then who's going to come out this chicane in the lead?
I reckon Cherney's going to get it. Maybe, hopefully, nah.
There you go. The crystal ball has crumbled. Cesario Rizzo a bit sideways over the chicane. Then McNally leads away for Excite Energy Esports. Once again, one of their cars near the lead of the pack. This is going really well for them tonight. Great to see it. Attacking the final corner. It's so difficult to do in the MX5. It's easy to bounce it wide. But once again, we've got great scrapping all the way up and down. I've been looking at the timing screens. It's just lit up red. We get everything shown to us in like a yellowy colour or a red colour, depending on how close the cars are together. There's one or two that are about a second apart, but these guys, these are all just lit up red on our screens. Oh, big contact. It sounds like Lugo Vickery's around. Oh, that's a big hit into the wall. It just looks like he's gone straight on. He did disappear for a second there, I think, actually. I'm not sure whether he had a hardware issue at his side. Oh, he's got Marcelo Panion behind him. Marcelo on the right. Oh, Marcelo disappears, and that's a shame. That's really not Tyler's fault. Oh, that. Marcelo seems to just disappear and then reappear in front of him and hit him off. So it's got to be gutted about that, I'm pretty sure. Anthony Ainsworth going down the order. That leaves Taylor Lane to lead the AM category in 5th place overall, as we see McNally still in the lead. But Taylor Lane doing the job then. David Ayres is the second now, but he's down in 11th place. So Taylor's in a battle with some of the pro guys here, Tom, but it comes back to the mentality of the drivers. Do you let these pro guys get away with it just to keep it safe in the AM category?
Yeah, I think that would be the aim of the game, wasn't it? Obviously, you can have a fight with people, but do you, at the end of the day, do you want to ruin your AM race win, or do you want to be further up the grid? And that's a risk that you have to take, especially when you've got. I mean, it's not really multi-class racing, but then again, it is, because you've got pro and AM out on the circuit, even though they're in the same cars. So if I was Taylor, I'd probably let the majority of them go. Then you don't want to fall into the trap that you're going to have David Ayres right up behind you, and you're having to defend from him for the AM race win. So yeah, I think Taylor's now down in P7. Hefford and Evans have got him past, and so's Beard as well now. But yeah, I think he's following our initial tactic of just letting these guys go and then just fighting his way through as he moves up to P7 actually on the timing screen.
Yeah, stop letting him go. I'm going to go back past him.
Yeah.
Hampson and Van Gool showing us off the track there. You see the little red flashes. Oh, well, that's what's happening in the background. That looked like Ryan Walker, actually, was it? Yeah, it was Ryan Walker's gone down the order. Jason Cooper and Jamie Ayres side by side through the S's. You don't want to hit the curb and bounce into your rivals. Oh, that's really close. Oh, and there's the contact. Jason Cooper off into the wall. Luke Cooper gets redemption on Jamie Ayres, turns him around. He says, "You're not taking your teammate out, getting away with it, son." But I don't think that was intentional, to be honest. But real shame there. And that looked like one of the Automac cars going a bit slow on the exit as well. As Joe McDonald gets past Jason Cooper, there's Jack Ashton as well. A real shame there. It didn't have to end up in contact, but sometimes it does. And you can see at the bottom of the screen there, of course, on the YouTube channel. Make sure you do subscribe and follow the iRacing Esports Network and click the little bell icon so you get notified of videos coming up in future. And of course, we do work on behalf of Apex Racing TV as well. We do have a Facebook page that we do streams on as well in the week. And we're also now on Twitch and, of course, YouTube as well. So don't forget to look for us on there. And we do obviously appreciate being on the iRacing Esports Network. It's a pleasure to broadcast for you guys. And this is well, possibly my favourite night of the week. Everyone loves a Friday night, but gotta love a Tuesday night with these MX5s and working with these guys. So we can see Cherney now going to the lead with McNally. This is a great battle so far. Holmes and Evans have both gone red on the timing tower. Evans going down the order. Must have been an incident. Oh, Taylor Lane's going down the order as well. Don't reverse there, Craigie boy. Oh, is that Taylor Lane in the background? I think it might be. Yeah, he's going down the order there. Let's have a look what happened. Oh no, they're going to be involved in the same incident here, aren't they, Tom? Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think Taylor's moving back, and he did get a bit, and there was just 3 wide through there is just too much. He took Taylor Lane out, but I'm not sure where he broke it. Oh, he tried to come back on the track and just nosed it into the barrier, and that was the end of that. That was a bit of IMSA 1987, wasn't it, Chaz, if you know what I'm referring to? And they walked away, Volume 1, for anyone who's seen it. So, yeah, unfortunate for him. It's Taylor Lane. He was having such a good run there.
McNally.
Now we've got McNally's off as well on the inside. They're all falling off at the moment, Chaz. But at the moment, then we've got Mr. Ayres, David Ayres, is leading the AM race ahead of James McRitchie, who was your race 2 winner. So that could be a fierce battle to keep our eye on.
Yeah, really good comeback by James McRitchie. He's actually gained 13 places in this one. Craig Williams got 15. Rob Graham 15 places. Carl Hardy 20. Kip Stevens 17. Max Ryan. Look at these guys constantly swapping places on the timing tower then for me. Flickering around side by side for the AM lead. Great to see 2 AMs get the chance to battle amongst these pros as well. Really close on the brakes. McRitchie down the inside, and here's that Excite Energy B Swarm again, Tom. They just don't go away. Adam McNally's just, that car won't die. Adam McNally just, it just won't die. He just keeps pushing it on, and he's going to try and get every result he can. But fair play to the lad. He's a Geordie. He doesn't give up, does he?
No, he doesn't, and he's always hyped up in spirits on the interviews as well. He's a great man, is Adam. As you see, I'm not sure who that is. Is that him out? Yeah, actually, Beard out on the outside. I'll let you do the spot in there, Chaz. On the outside onto the grass. But no, Adam McNally, a great guy, always on interviews as well, and a really good racer. He seems to have my old Passat actually. It just won't actually die out on track at the moment. But he's he's having a really good run, isn't he? And it's nice to see. You've got the normal names. Rizzo. Is he falling back, is he?
Yeah, he was off then as they came out of the left-hander. Looked like he just got going again. I don't know whether he spun it out of the left-hander, but he was getting going again. There doesn't seem to be any number boards on that car for some reason. It seems to just be a circle. There's none of the white circles on it, which is a bit weird. But yeah, he seemed to have an issue there. Not quite sure what he managed, but he's still in the top 6 though, so he's going to be happy with that either way. But could have been on for a podium, which would be a bit of a disappointment for him. Alex Cherney and McCain still at the front, but they've got big gaps between them now. And they've got big gaps over these guys as well, so they're quite safe. But this gaggle really is livening up now. Steve Heffer trying to get past Van Gool down the inside of Rizzo. And once again, we've got Marcelo Pagnin involved in the mix on. Great stuff by him. He's gained 19 places, but I tell you what, guy to look at if you're looking at positions gained. Dree's nice, 9th place. He's gained 31 positions in this race so far. What a drive that is.
Yeah, that's unbelievable driving from him. I wish you hadn't said it, because that's what we caused the commentator's curse on Brian Holmes in race 2. But on board with Cesare Rizzo now, and he's down in P7, fighting with Van Gool, Pagnin, Hefford, all the usual names up at the front. Alex Cherney is still leading, and it just goes to show, Chaz, this is a really narrow circuit, which is why I think a lot of the guys, when they've been going and sticking these little MX5s 3 wide into a 120 plus mile an hour corner, are ending up falling off, because it's a bit like Alton Park. I think it seems to be a bit like the American Alton Park round here. It's quite a narrow circuit, it does widen in places, but it really is a tricky one to master.
Yeah, and it's very undulating as well, up and down all over the place, bumps here and there. Not quite as narrow, but I mean, yeah, it's a very direct comparison, I think, because you've got a long straight bit and then you've got a nice windy squarey bit, if that's the technical term. But we see McNally now on the back of Luke Cooper. These guys have had a fair few battles in their time in this series. And this is another one to add to the very long list. They've got James McRitchie, who is now the AM class leader once again. Doing a fine job this evening. And it just looks like McNally's not got the straight line speed. I'm not sure whether the damage is harmed the car. He's trying to go a little bit later on the brake, shows his nose. Luke Cooper is all too ready for it. And he doesn't have to defend much, but McNally looks like he's struggling there with a bit of understeer. That front end damage must have really upset the car. Craig Williams here and Nick McCarron a bit further down the order in the number 5 machine. He had a bit of an issue with his VR headset last week. He's not got a spare head for his VR, don't worry. His VR headset last week, so not sure whether he's got it going again this week. But he was on a single monitor the last time round, which was something he's not been used to for a while, as Williams runs slightly wide. Luke Cooper there doing the fastest lap of the race. Or was it Jason Cooper? There you go, I've done the same thing as you, Tom. Got them the wrong way around. It is Jason Cooper that's got the fastest lap of the race, 1:35.3. But you can just see just the actual climbs and the dips and the rises on this track. Look at it on the left there. You can just see how far they go back down the hill to go back up. From some of the TV cameras, you don't really get that impression, do you, Tom?
No, you don't. And I think this is why these onboards are so brilliant, because you get to see the whole track, the way from the driver's eye perspective. Obviously, they're coming up now on board with Nick McCarron in the SimLab racing car, and he's hunting down at the moment Craig Williams, who's after his incident in race 2, Chaz, seems to be having quite a nice drive here. He's in P19 and up 11 places at the moment, chasing down the likes of Rob Graham and Carl Hardy. So yeah, I think we've had quite a few nice battles in race 2, haven't we, chaps? Quite an interesting one. We've had a few incidents that I don't think you'd be a race fan if you didn't like the odd incident. But yeah, we've just seen, it's really close there on the back of Drees. Nice was Ashley Beard. He had to go really hard on the brakes, and I think that's upset him, Chaz, through the chicane, and has forced him to go out wide coming out of it.
I think the Formula 1 fans among us were having a flashback to Baku then, thinking that was Verstappen and Ricciardo, but they managed to keep it on track together, which is good. Van Gool 5th then. This is a great scrap between these guys now. McCain is at the front of this with Hefford, Pagnin, Van Gool, Hampson, Rizzo. Nice Beard, Holmes. That's a hell of a train to have behind you when you're Alan McCain. He's not had the longest of times in this championship, but he's proved himself. He's done really well. So I think Steve Hefford's going to teach him a bit of a lesson here if he's got the chance. Down the S's they go then. Really closing up now. One more lap to go after this for McCain, hoping that he keeps it together after I wrongly accused him of being part of the Tocker Race Driver games. Look at the battle behind though, they're all just queuing up to have a go, aren't they, really? Great stuff from Dave Hampson, really impressive is Dave. I've been really a fan of him since he came into it. Started out in the AM category and he very quickly got put in pros when they realised just how quick this boy is. just trying to slipstream each other through the straight. There's that beehive again, consisting of the Excite Energy cars. There's another one as well, not too far behind. Just brilliant to see. And Panion, I tell you what, he's been my star of the evening so far. Really, really great stuff from him, and he's not letting off one bit. Look at him go.
Yeah, he's having a fantastic drive, isn't he? I mean, race 1, he come around and won it. Race 2, he was up in the mix, and then race 3, he's thereabouts, isn't he? I mean, he's on, could be on for a podium here, Chaz. I mean, this is the start of the last lap.
Oh no.
But well, he's up into 3rd now as they're going 3 wide, and you don't want to be doing that, boys, going through there. But we've got the likes of Steve Hefford in there as well. Pete Van Gool is, I really think, Chaz, that this podium's going to be anyone's guess. And there's this gaggle of cars going up the hill now for the final time, and the kink is the one bit I want to see, because it's where a lot of people fall off in these fights. And we see that Panion does make it stick, doesn't he? He's got Van Gool right up behind him, and he's had to swap places with him again. And to be honest with you, Chaz, I think this last place on this podium is anyone's guess at the moment.
It would be anyone's guess if Panion didn't cut across the front of Van Gool like that and give him about 6 inches of the rear bumper to the front. But oh well, Dave Hampson's got a really good run out of that left-hander actually. Those guys were pushing so hard they've gone on the curb. It looks like Dave's just going to have to play it safe here. Steve Hefford's made a little bit of a breakaway. Alan McCain looks quite safe for a podium. But the slipstream is going to be the big change in all this. Now look at the commitment through there. Panion going for it over the curb. 2 wheels, and now he's going to just keep his foot planted, get after him. Look at how much those Excite cars have gained onto the back of this as well. This is going to be a great last few corners for us. Alex Journey way out in front, 8 seconds ahead of Steve Hefford. Dree's nice, the star of the show here though. 32 places gained tonight. Great drive. Carl Hardy in the AM category as well. He's gained 22 places to get to 3rd, but here is the guy that's bound to take the 3rd win of the evening. Great performance by Alex Journey for Swift Cooper Esports. Takes the win in race 3 tonight, the BSR MX5 Winter Series. Fantastic drive. Steve Hefford is surely going to come home in 2nd place. Alan McCain's going to get 3rd, but it's the battle for 4th. Panion and Van Gool side by side. Looks like Panion's got it down the inside. He does. He's followed by Hampson, Rizzo. Nice beard, Holmes. And Holmes doesn't have a beard, and I don't know if it's nice or not, but there you go. Jamie Ayres. I don't know where that came from. I'm really sorry. But ended up shouting nice beard, Holmes. So there we go. You can see the rest of them streaming across the line. It just shows you that look how many small battles there are, how close these guys are all the way through. Great to watch. And if you are of course interested in getting involved in this league, you can get involved in the Monday nights that these guys do as well for the AM category. It's on Monday nights, I suppose. It's all welcome really. They do enjoy anyone trying to be part of it. And of course if you do want to sort of not graduate as such, they don't do it on that sort of basis, but if you enjoy it and you sort of keep coming back and show that you're a good racer amongst these guys, and obviously not too much of an issue for the league, I suppose, because you know what some people are like. They will obviously put you into the Tuesday nights, and this is when the main event is essentially. The Monday nights is more just for the AM categories, and we do see some good racing in that as well, Tom, to be fair. It's nice to get the time to shine for those boys, but this is where all the nitty-gritty happens with the 2 different categories together.
Yeah, it is. Monday nights are always interesting, but then again, you come on to Tuesday, you get me, Chaz and Alex in the commentary booth having the time of our lives, and then you get some really fantastic racing. So good drive from Alex Journey there. Well deserved. He pulled out one hell of a lead, 8.6 seconds at the end of that race, ahead of Steve Hefford, Alan McCain. So yeah, I think reverse grid for race 4 is going to be an interesting one, because if you look at the midfield, you've got some really fast guys in there. So yeah, I think we've had a great night's racing tonight, boys, and I'm really looking forward to race 4.
Yeah, it just continues here on the iRacing Esports Network. Still one more race to come tonight, and I'm looking forward to it, so I hope you are as well. And there are your results on screen, Tom, if you would like to do us the honours, mate.
Yeah, so Alex Journey takes the win there for Swift Cooper Esports, ahead of Steve Hefford for SimLab Racing, and Alan McCain rounds out the podium. Marcello Panion in 4th, and Pete Van Gool behind him in 5th. Dave Hampson was 6th, Cesare Rizzo in 7th, and Drees Nice in 8th. See, I think there's Alex Journey doing some nice burnouts beneath us there. Ashley Beard in 9th, Brian Holmes in 10th, 11th was James McRitchie, Adam McNally in 12th, Luke Cooper was 13th, and his teammate in 14th, Jason Cooper. Jamie Ayres in 15th, so we'll be looking to come back from that in race 4. David Ayres in 16th, Carl Hardy in 17th, and 18th was Rob Graham. 19th place we had Jack McIntyre, Kip Stevens in 20th, Craig Williams in 21st, Scott Malcolm in 22nd, Ryan Walker 23rd, who'll be looking to come back as well. Craig Jones in 24th, Benjamin Muse 25th, Roy Viverke in 26th, Anthony Ainsworth 27th with Nick McCarron in 28th, Lorne Murray in 29th, and his teammate for Automet Knock Hill in 30th with Max Wright. Your own Ursum in 31st, sorry. 32nd, sorry, Joe McDonald in 32nd, and then your non-finishers was Billy Rose, Jack Ashton, Craig Evans, Taylor Lane for Beast Racing. 37th, it was one of your non-finishers was Mikey Key, Michael Barry, Tyler Lugo Vickery, Carl Jacquelet, and Dave Christie rounds out your grid.
Thank you very much, Tom. And another great race under our belts for the evening. And we've got one more to come yet, and that means that it is once again time for Alex to get out the wonderful spinny wheel for the reverse grid. Alex, if you are there. Of course you are, but...
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm really not sure what that noise was. I do apologise.
Right, what's it going to be? We've had two pretty sizable ones so far, so I think the guys are desperate for a small one.
Well, Ron Erson wants a full one here. Him and Joe McDonald are the last two a lap down, and they are teammates, so that'll be a great front row for them.
I swear I didn't forget. Oh, it's not going to stay anyway. Oh, that's 4-4. It was so close to 15.
And that puts SimLab driver Nick McCarron on the front row with Anthony Ainsworth. Second, it is Automet Knock Hill cars of Roy Viverke and Benjamin Mears. They'll be looking for good results in the AM category. And Craig Jones will be fifth on the grid for Result Clothing. So if you join me, Tom, and Alex again in about 10-15 minutes' time on the iRacing Esports Network, we'll bring you the fourth and final race of the evening. It's bound to be an absolute belter. Don't go away.
Chaz Grid, go.
Nick McCarron, Anthony Ainsworth, Roy Verke, Benjamin Mears, Craig Jones, Ryan Walker, Scott Malcolm, Craig Williams, Kip Stevens, Jack McIntyre, Rob Graham, Carl Hardy, Dave Ayres, Jamie Ayres, Jason Cooper, Luke Cooper, Adam McNally, damn it, James Ritchie, Adam Beard, Ashley Beard, Dries Nice, Cesare Rizzo, Dave Hampson, Pete Van Gool, Marcelo Pagnon, Alan McCain, Steve Hefford, Alex Jenny, Lon Murray, Max Wright, Euron Erson, Joe McDonald, Billy Rose, Jack Ashton, Craig Evans, Taylor Lane, Mikey Keat, McBarry, Tyler Luger, Vickery, Carl Jacklett, Dave Christie, Lewis Morga. And welcome back to the iRacing Esports Network for the fourth and final round tonight of the BSR MX5 Winter Series. Chaz Draycott, Tom Jacobs and Alex Simpson with you here. And they're away for the fourth time tonight, under lights for this last race. And what a great start for pretty much everyone. Now, Scott Malcolm's gone a little bit backwards there. Fantastic sky in the background, wonderful shadows off the cars, and well, we're hoping for more action, just like what we've seen in the first three races tonight. And under lights, Tom, it's actually a very picturesque circuit. This looks wonderful. I wasn't expecting it to look this good.
Oh, it looks lovely, doesn't it? As the cars just cascade now down from the S's back down the hill. And the headlights look brilliant. The sky looks absolutely, well, gorgeous, to be in all honest. Oh, we've got one of the result clothing cars round. And that looks like
another one.
Craig Jones. And another one as well. So they'll be really, really disappointed with that. Unfortunate for them, but that's where it goes. All the inside cars going, and it looks like there's that Jason Cooper as well. I can't even tell because our timing screens are going absolutely mad. As everyone, there's more cars upside down, and that's not what we wanted. Spa 98, anyone?
Throw the safety car. Oh, there's another one. Throw the safety car. Stop them.
Yeah, that's a real shame that. We didn't want to see it. It was actually a very good dodge by one of them in there, but if I could try and pick out who it was and where, it'd be an absolute nightmare. But here we go then, back to the front of the field. No safety car, unfortunately. But Nick McCarron's leading the way. He was an admin in the series, so I'm pretty sure that he'd be quite happy with that. Verke, second place though, really good stuff by him. Jack McIntyre's third, Anthony Ainsworth fourth. Ben Mears having a bit of a scrap there with Ryan Walker for fifth and sixth. So we've currently got Pro-Am, 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 Pro-Am. Oh, and it's three pros. And it's just changed now. Ayres and Malcolm swap places. But yeah, this looks really good under lights. And once again, the little MX-5's providing a lot of action straight off the start. Chaotic accident. Real shame though, because it just didn't need to happen. Really didn't need to happen. Cars running wide on the exits. There's Anthony Ainsworth there. But we've once again, Tom, got a good spread between the AM drivers here actually. And they've been the focus of my attention, at least for the evening, just making sure that they've sort of had decent scraps for the lead, but then they've always had a bit of safe space behind them, as Van Gool seems to have been going down the order. I'm not quite sure what's happened to him. I think he might have gone off at the kink at the top. It's Kip Stevens taking that MX5 for a wild ride there around the left hand. That was mental. He just completely jumped the curb almost.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a decent spread of drivers, which we seem to have got already. The pro guys will be fighting their way through the field. You've got the likes of Hefford and Rose down in 19th and 20th respectively. Then you've got a couple of AM drivers in there as well. Scott Malcolm, Anthony Ainsworth, Benjamin Mears and Roy Verke currently leading the AM race in P3. So yeah, I think it's going to provide some interesting racing. We saw it a bit in race 2 as well, as it looks like Jack McIntyre has taken the lead off of Nick McCarron just by use of the slipstream. And Nick McCarron, I think, is going to be a bit too far back to get it back on the brakes now. So yeah, I think it gives the AM guys a lot of experience, doesn't it, racing in high traffic situations with faster drivers coming through and then having to take your battles. So yeah, and that can translate into other series as well, such as ILMS and DGFX and things like that. So yeah, it's good for them, and it also provides us with the commentary box some brilliant racing.
Now, nothing against Nick McCarron, but I'd really enjoyed seeing Jack McIntyre win this race actually, because it just means that we get his usual procession of drifting at the end of it. But good for the team to be in a 1-2 position at the moment. Ryan Walker going past Roy Verke there. Verke doing the sensible thing, not fighting it too much. And he's got his teammate Benjamin Mears behind him as well, actually. So they're in a 1-2 position in the AM category as well. So just showing that the teams can work well together here, Tom, and get some decent results as a pairing. As we see McNally and Rob Graham, look at them filtering down the S's. That looks great. But there's a big gap back from the likes of Steve Hefford. There's actually 5 seconds back to Billy Rose, who's 20th. Cars we've lost in that first lap seem to be Jack Ashton, Tyler Luger, Vickery, Dave Christie, Dries Nice, Lon Murray, Carl Hardy, Cesare Rizzo, Joe McDonald, Carl Jackalette. Not sure whether we lost Craig Evans. He seems to be, there's a bit of contact going on there. Headlights are blazed down the straight, but there's that big gap you can see there. From Hefford back to Billy Rose. As we look at McRitchie and Graham now side by side down the straight. Not so much slipstreaming coming into effect here, Tom. They're not really close enough to be battling with the guys in front. But they're going to at least try and outbrake each other, as you really have to go for it every time. Luke Cooper's got a great run actually, so he might go for it here.
Yeah, it's going to be more on the oh, and he gets turned. That's Rob Graham, sorry, and he accidentally backs out into traffic as well. I don't think there was much he could have done there. And your commentator cursed again, Chaz, just staying late on the brakes and round people go. But yeah, I think sometimes when the slipstream's not working, it really is brakes that you have to turn to try and get it done in this car. But obviously, you don't want too much of it, as Chaz, Alex, and I have said in the past. It really is it's a momentum car. This, if you haven't really got the grunt out of corners to make it stick, as we see. I think that's Scott Malcolm is that going very wide, snaking as he goes over the kink there. To try and avoid one of the Swift Cooper Esports cars there in 14th. That's Luke Cooper in the number 6. But we've got some nice fierce battles starting to form out on track at the moment. McRitchie's having a brilliant time actually at the moment, isn't he, Chaz? He's had a really good evening. He's up 8 places, and he's got Marcelo Pagnon in front of him. He's up 15 places as well. But I've got to say it, I think Pagnon's probably your driver of the day, and I think McRitchie's got to be mine, Chaz, because he's an AM driver, but he's just always been thereabouts and really sticking it to the pro guys this evening.
Yeah, certainly has. He's just been absolutely on it, and he's been proving that the designation of your category isn't really anything to go off, essentially. Really, really good battling by him as we see the two teammates there. You can see the wonderful bloom on the dashboard of the MX5 as it glows. One of the many little effects that iRacing are sort of investing more and more in to make sure that they look good. And yeah, Mike Johnson and Joe McDonald just confirming that I really need to stop speaking about specific people and saying they're doing well. So killing a lot of drivers out there tonight, I think. So yeah, I'm just going to have to say people are just doing badly. We're just going to have to comment on people that are having a bit of a torrid time. But Jamie Ayres then goes up the inside of Verke to go up to 5th place. Of course, that wasn't very good at all, so he's not going to go off. But yeah, nice. It seems a bit more tame now. I think the accident's probably taken out most of the guys that could have been involved in incidents further down the line, Tom. It's a shame to see it, but it's actually sort of nullified some of the racing in the mid-pack, because look at the big gap that's further back there.
Yeah, I think that's generally what's happened. You've got a lot of the quick guys are still in there, aren't they? Cooper, Stevens, Pagnon, they're all still running. We've lost about 10 or 11 drivers now, which is unfortunate, but I'm afraid that's just the way that racing goes. I mean, you had what was it, Monaco '96? I think there was only 3 cars that actually managed to finish the race. So even in sim and real life, it can happen. But yeah, it still provides exciting racing. It's just that everyone's spread out a little bit at the moment. As we look at Dave Hampson in the 888 car, that airs back to early 2000s touring cars, isn't it? The Astras, the 888 Astras. But yeah, once the teams start to spread out and all the drivers seem to spread out away from each other, then people think, oh, it's got a bit tame. But I don't know. I think we can still get some decent racing out of this one as they come down towards the last chicane now. Hefford's looking pretty racy going up in there. He goes late on the brakes, try and stick it on the inside. What a move that was on Anthony Ainsworth. Is he going to get it done around the outside? I think he might. He's still thereabouts with him. And as they come down through the last corner, Ainsworth shuts the door on Hefford and doesn't quite let him get there. But I think they're almost touching coming across the line there, Chaz.
Yeah, very, very close racing from these guys, and they're just showing just how close you can get. And when these guys have been racing with each other for so long, does it sound like there was contact? I think Anthony Ainsworth nearly made contact with the result car there, but yeah, when they've been racing as closely as these guys have for as long as they have in such a really well contested league, it really does show from every single meeting that we do. You do get a theme of these guys being really close on track, because Ryan Walker's now to 2nd place ahead of Nick McCarron. 4 places gained for him. Jamie Ayres and Jason Cooper 10 places gained apiece for SimLab and Swift Cooper Esports, not SwimLab. That would be a completely different genre of sport. They're 4th and 5th now. Roy Verke still 6th though, doing really well in the AM category. His teammate is still 2nd in there as well. James McRitchie. It's going to be another AM podium at least for him tonight. It's going to be surely one of his best meetings. been doing well very previously. Lewis Morgan seems to be dropping down the order slightly. He's still showing us off track to me on the timing screen. Shame to see it. But interesting to see as it's gradually getting darker and darker here, Tom. There's no track lighting, so these guys are really going to have to start remembering their braking points and get the muscle memory on the go as to when they're going to get things done around here, because it's about to get very, very dark indeed.
Yeah, it will do, and I think that brings a whole new element to the track as well. It will start to cool down, which will give you a little bit more grip. That just seems to be the way that iRacing works. The colder it is, to a certain extent, you get more grip, and then it does start to drop off if it does get too cold. But I think the main thing here is your vision, knowing where your braking points are, and also you're going to have big headlights behind you as well, which can be quite intimidating compared to just seeing a normal car without a massive beam of light going through it as well. But yeah, it does change up the track completely. We've noticed this since the day-night cycle came into iRacing, how much of a difference it does make. We saw it especially in the Daytona 24 at the weekend. I mean, what a difference that was. There was lap times that were almost a second difference between what we were doing during the day and when it was hot. And obviously when we were double stinting tyres and things like that, and then when the heat starts to come back in during the day, then you can't double stint tyres anymore because it's more wear on them. So it's definitely a different element, which is really, really good actually, and it brings a lot more realism into the sim. And I know that these guys now will be probably having the time of their lives and be fully immersed in the MX5 Cup as we've got here. As Ryan Walker, does he go for the move on Jack McIntyre? He doesn't. So Chaz, I think he's bringing tactics into play here, and will probably go for the move on the last lap.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to just try and stick with him, keep his pace, and go for it on the last lap, like you say, get the slipstream, and go with it from there. He's just got to be cautious of Nick McCarron behind, but he seems to have lost him a little bit. But Ryan's been doing really well tonight. His pace has been very decent. He had a bit of a poor start in race 1, which dropped him down the order. I think hindered him a little bit going forward. But as I was saying a few weeks ago at Monza, when he's put the practice time in the week and really clicked with the car, he does a great job for Excite Energy Esports. He's no slouch in this thing. Just behind him you can see Ayres and Cooper as well, so they're not going to be hanging back as Ayres is on the grass there. I'm not sure whether we would have got a slowdown for that. Might not have done. They've got traffic in front of them. That's one of the Excite cars. I think that's Jack Ashton. It is showing him as 1 minute 32 down, and it's about a 1 minute 36 lap, so yeah, it's bound to be him. This scrap though, 2 laps to go after this one, Tom. This could go anyone's way. Bit of slipstream, bit of luck here and there could really help him out. As a look down the order though, Roy Ververke has lost a couple of places, and he still is doing. He's lost the AM lead now. As Alex, as quick as a flash, gets us back to it. Let's see what happens. Oh, he's lost it going in, hasn't he? Well saved. Oh no, that's not where you want to be, is it?
No, that is absolutely not where you want to be.
He did what anyone else would do, get it out of the way.
Yeah, I think, yeah, run away fast. That one, I wouldn't want to be sat out there. Just see now, Adam McNally coming under pressure from Panion, isn't he? And Panion's going to have a little look up the inside. Is he going to get the move done? He goes late on the brakes, and McNally has to yield to stop a collision from them. But Panion, Chaz, has got to be said, he has been on fire this evening. In all 4 races, he's just been. I mean, he won race 1, didn't he? And then he just went on and has just been thereabouts ever since. So I think I'd be nice to see him more in the series going forward.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think you'll be seeing the hashtag Panion for AM anytime soon. He's absolutely on fire, like you say. Adam McNally right behind him now. Then he's got the AM Championship battle of Mears and McRitchie there. Wonderful shot from the onboard there. You can see how the car is lit up by the guys behind. The wonderful blue of the Excite Energy Esports car. You can see the branded helmet of Adam McNally there as well. Really close to Panion though, doing a great job of sticking with him. And the 478 machine. McRitchie has overtaken Mears just behind this battle as well. So once again, McRitchie goes to the head of the AM category. Now that is a hashtag you may see, is McRitchie for Pro, because it wouldn't be surprising, to be fair, if we get to next week and he's got a little blue strip next to his name, because he has really outclassed the rest of the field tonight. But Ben Mears has been there or thereabouts all the time. He's always quick. One of the best and most consistent AMs out there. Ayres has taken Walker for 2nd place. And Cooper has got past Walker as well now. Jason Cooper down the inside. He's been so late on the brakes there all night. gets it done. Beautiful stuff. Ayres tries to get the cutback. It seems to work for him as well. Jason Cooper's on the grass, gets a poor run. Ayres is passed. Can Walker do the same? Coming on to the final lap, Tom. One more time. Walker into third. It looks like McIntyre might be safe here. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I don't think he doesn't make any silly mistakes. I think it'll be his, but these guys are so fast. Might have to work for it if they do end up catching him, but we know that McIntyre's quick himself. I think there was a bit of contact there between Walker and Ayres. They come towards the King. Ayres is looking really racy and really hungry for this second place on the podium now. And Walker's having to fight at the moment, isn't he? He's got all these cars in his mirrors, and trying to keep them at bay is going to be an issue. And I think, Chaz, this one's going to be decided when we get to the final straight.
Yeah, definitely. I think McIntyre's going to be too far ahead for these guys now. They've got 2.5 seconds over them because they're battling. Just not going to make it seems. Jamie Ayres tries to go back into second place, does so. You have to watch Nick McCarron here, though. He's in fifth, and he's going to get the strongest slipstream out of all this. He's got 3 cars punching the air in front of him. Punching a hole in the air in front of him. You can see the wonderful shadows working the way there. It's great how it all works now. It's so dynamic. iRacing have done a great job of it. The headlights look so natural on track as well. It looks like McCarron's not actually close enough to get this done. Jason Cooper's going to be my shout for this. Walker goes to the left of Ayres. Jason Cooper's in the middle. That's brave. He's braver than me. And pretty much braver than everyone here so far. Ayres is now behind. Jason Cooper take a bow, son, down the inside up to second place, but can one of these guys get a run back? Look at what Jamie Ayres was doing there, as there's his teammate. Jack McIntyre is about to take the fourth and final victory of the night, and we're going to see some fantastic drifting in a moment, I hope. And it's going to be, it's just Cooper ahead of Ayres, and then Walker. Fantastic battle by those boys to the end. Great to see them keep it clean. And here's the AM battle now then. McRitchie out of the final corner takes yet another victory in the AM category tonight. Brilliant evening for him. He's been awesome to watch. Benjamin Mears rounds out the top 10. 10th place is not a bad result at all. Roy Verke be a bit gutted though. Finishes third though. Still an AM podium, I suppose, Tom. It's always something to be happy about. And there's your race 3 winner, Alex Cherney, now coming back into 20th position. So not the most ideal race for him in this one.
No, it wasn't, was it? But Cherney had his race 3 win, which would be good for him. But my driver of the day's got to be Mr. McRitchie. Just on form for an AM driver as well, and I think he should be going pro after this. Just great driving. He had a race win in there and just held his own, just held his cool even in high traffic situations. You see the boys now getting the rear end out to celebrate a nice Sin Lab Racing victory. But yeah, I think I don't know about you boys, but I really enjoyed this evening, and I hope you guys at home have enjoyed it too.
Yeah, it was really good fun, this one. Really good always to get in on a Tuesday night and know that this is what lies before me, and yeah, fantastic to do. Really enjoying this. And it's great, of course, to be on the iRacing Esports Network. Don't forget you can subscribe to their channel, as Jack McIntyre is, well, okay.
Reverse entry.
Yeah, there you go. You can see at the bottom of the screen. Don't forget you can subscribe and follow the iRacing Esports Network and Apex Racing TV, of course. We do have our own YouTube channel, and if you do subscribe, be sure to hit the little bell icon so you do get notified of future videos. And we are also on Facebook and Twitch as well when we do stream. So keep an eye out. We'll be sure to bring you fantastic content going forward. And Jack McIntyre will be hoping to bring you more victories going forward as his fight for the championship continues. And for the final time tonight, Tom, we have the results in front of us.
So Jack McIntyre is your race 4 and final winner of the evening for SimLab Racing. A great win from him. Behind him, Jason Cooper in second, with Jamie Ayres in third and Ryan Walker in fourth after that fantastic fight to the finish. Nick McCarron finishes fifth and Kip Stevens in sixth, with Marcello Pagnon in seventh. Adam McNally in eighth and James McRitchie in ninth. James McRitchie takes your AM race win again for the final time. 10th was Benjamin Mears, 11th Craig Williams, Ashley Beard in 12th, Roy Verke in 13th, with Steve Hefford in 14th, David Ayres in 15th, with Scott Malcolm in 16th, and Billy Rose in 17th, ahead of Pete Van Gaal in 18th place. 19th, Alan McCain, with 20th is Alex Cherney, 21st, Jeroen Ursum, Craig Jones in 22nd, Luke Cooper in 23rd, Dave Hampson in 24th, Jack Ashton in 25th, with Anthony Ainsworth in 26th. It looks to be Taylor Lane in 27th and Mikey Key in 28th, and then your non-finishers, Michael Barry, Lewis Morger, Max Wright, Craig Evans, Rob Graham, Lorne Murray, Dave Christie, Carl Jacquelette, Cesare Rizzo, Carl Hardy, Dries Nice, Joe McDonald, and Tyler Lugo Vickery.
Thank you very much, Tom. Great scenes this evening. Not that we can see anything now. It's gone completely dark, and now there's no cars out there. There's nothing to light it up. Just having a quick look in the good old interview room then. We have two of our regulars, Tom. We have a Mr. McNally and a Mr. Walker. Always waiting to have a chat. They are teammates, of course, so we'll bring them both in at the same time. Mr. McNally, Mr. Walker, welcome to the booth. Great night to watch tonight. The ever-changing conditions were certainly quite interesting. How did you feel like you got on overall?
I loved it. Race 1. Race 1 was great. The battle with Marcello and the two Coopers. But missed the start of race 2 by like 10 seconds. So I had a pit start, and that just sort of night went downhill from there. Spinning race 3 from battling for the win. But still got 11th then and an 8th in that last race, so can't complain really. 4-point finishes.
And Ryan, we saw you were up there quite a lot tonight as well. You were fighting for some really good results. It seemed that you really had the form out there.
Yeah, it was kind of had a good race 1, finished in 11th. Say race 2, I can't remember the other results just because when I concentrate so much, I just completely forget. So yeah, it was a good battle in the final race of the night with Jack McIntyre. Unfortunately, just made a mistake going onto the back straight, and just it allowed Jamie Ayres and one of the Coopers, I think it was, to latch on and pass me on the last lap. But overall, I'm happy with the evening, and a fourth place in the final race of the evening is a good way to top it off.
Yeah, definitely. It was another opportunity for us just to sort of come out with the fact that when you do get the practice in and you put your mind to it, you are capable of really, really good results out there, and it's great to see. Because I mean, for both of you, obviously for the whole team, I did mention on the Apex channel that the main theme of tonight for some of our commentary has been the fact that you boys are inseparable on track. There's never just two of you anywhere. There is always like 3 or 4 of you in one go.
We've got 100 impacts.
Yeah,
it's the only way to get through the field in these.
Indeed, you need to put that as a hashtag on your car, I think, somewhere. Because honestly, every time we see you, you're always just in the back of the shot, just 4 cars just making their way down the S's. We've got some wonderful shots on screen right now, though. I was saying at the beginning of the broadcast that it was going to be quite a challenging track to get the car around, just because of how soft and sort of warbly it is, for lack of a better phrase. Do you reckon it would have been? Do you reckon it was a difficult track, or did you find it quite easy?
It's just some of the exit curbs. Quite easily chuck you into a wall, and before you know it, race over. Like race 3, I had to drag the car around for the last 3 laps with no front right wheel, just purely because I took a bit too much of the curb, hit the sand, and that was it. I was in the wall. Yeah,
it seems like it's quite unforgiving with the grass and the walls. They are in places where you are off at high speed, so it's a shame that it ended up the way you like. But obviously, we do wish you the best of luck for the next one. It's that time of week again where I don't know where we are, and I'm hoping that Alex has done his usual thing of being able to tell me. But I won't be mad if you've not.
I know as much as you.
But yeah, it's great to see the Excite boys all up there. You really are fighting well for it. Dries Nice had some great results as well tonight.
Dries is always on. When he's on pace, he's absolutely rapid.
We saw in one of them gain 32 positions, which is just mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. And to be fair, I must apologise to you guys and Brian Holmes, because we noticed how well he was doing. He gained 30 places. I said his name and off he went into a wall.
It's your fault then.
Yeah, indeed.
I'll let him go.
I've been called out for that a couple of times tonight, so I do apologise. I'll try not to mention you guys so much next week, but it's been a pleasure to speak to you both as always. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before you go?
Yes, the usual.
Just before that, it's Suzuka, by the way, so if you wanted to come back to that point about the track.
Well, there's more S's, so what do you reckon that's going to be like, Ryan?
I'm not sure. Is it the full layout of Suzuka, or is it the touring car?
I'm not sure actually. It'd be interesting if it was the full layout, but if it's the short ones, they're quite good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Suzuka. It's always a track I've never been quick around, but it's a track I've always enjoyed racing at, and yeah, I'm looking forward to next weekend. It should be interesting to see what it's like in the MX5, and yeah, quite looking forward.
And what about you, Adam? Is it a track that you particularly like?
Well, it's a track I don't mind, but it's like any track with the MX5. They're all good fun once you get into that battling.
Certainly, yeah. It's good to watch as well. Really, really good to watch. Before we let you go, boys, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
As usual, you lads for the commentating, everyone for sorting the league out, our main sponsor Excite Energy, Race Mentor, Tams Detailing, the Prio Premature Baby Foundation, Motorsport Days Live, and Race Data Systems.
Cracking stuff. Thank you very much, boys. Pleasure as always, and we wish you the best of luck for Suzuka.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and good job in the broadcast as always.
Cheers, Ryan. Thank you very much, mate. Now, we have another participant for an interview, Tom, if you would like to bring him up for a chat.
Yes, I will. I'll let you bring him up because.
There we go. We bring him into the booth then. Mr. Scott Malcolm, I will leave you in the very capable hands of Mr. Tom Jacobs.
Good evening, Stott. I saw you had a good run out there. If you could just talk us through what happened, because you were leading, I believe it was race 2, and then just had a little bit of an incident. So could you just talk us through that quickly?
I knew you were going to mention that. I don't know. It felt like I got a wheel of the grass or something, or I don't know. I never looked back. I was just disgusted with myself. Pushing it too hard, I think.
Yeah, I mean these things just happen, don't they? But overall, I think you had quite a good evening. But how did you find the track in total? Because we were talking about it up here and said it could be quite a tricky track to master. So how did you find it?
It was. I thought it was quite tricky. As I see coming up the hill from the S's. If you didn't get that right, you were snaking all over the place. There's quite a few people I've seen going off there. But apart from that, it's pretty good. And I like that chicane at the end. I always see me, do pretty well at that chicane.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting circuit. I mean, we were saying in GT stuff it could be quite difficult as well. But I think it's Chaz. Did you say it was Suzuka we're going to next week?
It is indeed.
Yeah. So are you looking forward to Suzuka, Scott? Is it a track that you enjoy?
Yeah, I like that track. Hopefully I'll be get a bit more practice instead of spending all week on the GTE cars for the Daytona 24-hour and all that rubbish as well. So, aye, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting decent enough results. Quite capable of getting a top 10, I think.
Yeah, I think you should be able to aim high in the AM Championship and get there. But just before we let you go, is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to?
Obviously you guys for putting on the broadcast as always, and the Team Mad guys as well. Unfortunately, I don't know the sponsors. I keep forgetting. I'm still thinking I'm in automatic mode. But no, just everybody else.
Well, there you go, Scott Malcolm there, one of your Team Mad driver in the AM Championship. Thanks for talking to us this evening, Scott.
Cheers, Tom.
Scott Malcolm there of Team Mad. Mixed results this evening for him, but of course he's not one to give up, and he'll be back strong next week at Suzuka, I'm sure, in the bright yellow little MX5 that we love to see out on track. Fantastic little evening tonight, Tom. Really, really good stuff. I mean, just to round it up, what was probably your highlight of the night?
Highlight, I think, was Mr. McRitchie fighting his way through the field and showing that the AM drivers can hold it to the pros. I think for me that was the highlight of this evening. What about yourself?
I reckon Marcelo Panin's pace was just brilliant. We've seen that he was quick before, but he was just on fire tonight. Really, really straight out of the box, just on it. Gets a win, and yeah, it just kept it. Can't get my words out now. Kept it up from there. It was just great to watch. Alex, anything you particularly enjoyed in that one?
Just the interview at the end there, just to be able to hear Tom echoing through, just proved to us that how loud Tom is, really.
Yeah, and that wasn't even because Scott had it playing in the background either. That was just echoing off out of Scott's headset. But yeah,
No, it was a good night's racing. I thoroughly enjoyed. A little bit gutted for the big accident. Was it race 3 or race 2? I think it was race 3, wasn't it? Because I think we had a good grid for that one. So yeah, a bit of a shame for that one. But yeah, overall, another good night's racing. No Tsukuba, that's for sure. That's still definitely a standout so far for the season. So Suzuka has got to to live up to the Japanese competition that we had out there. So let's see what it can do next week.
Definitely. Well, it's been a pleasure to broadcast for you on the iRacing Esports Network. Pleasure to work with you as well, boys. Absolutely brilliant stuff as always. And we will join you next week, Tuesday night, same time, on the iRacing Esports Network, of course, and on Apex Racing TV as well. You'll be able to catch the stream afterwards. We do upload them if you want to watch them back as well. And yeah, we will see you next time. Thank you very much for a great evening.